Hi guys, Perla here. Welcome to my channel. Oh, got me a couple. Um, um, welcome to my channel and Perfectly Perfect. So I've been up for a while now. See, I had a cup of tea. I had my coffee. I've had 24 ounces, so at least like 48 ounces of water so far. I'm trying to just kind of like wake my body up or whatever. Um, I'm feeling okay. Still swollen, but it is what it is. We'll see what they say next week. Um, I wanted to make a video. I've been wanting to make this video for a while, and it's about relationships. Now, everybody's different. Has different views on what relationships should be. And I personally have a really hard time with when it comes to relationships with people in general, but more also when it comes to romantic relationships. I so with relationship with others, because I had to learn, not had to, but because I learned at a really young age how to manage certain things and how to manage how to toughen up, I guess, without really knowing it. It was something that my brain basically just did on its own. It's hard for my family and those close to me to understand why is it that things have seemed to be going downhill so fast. Now, what you have to understand is this is not something that happened rapidly. It is not something that happened overnight. It is something that has been happening since I was probably like 4 years old. But the fact that I never spoke about it, and the fact that when I was diagnosed and I tried to explain it to people, they just don't get it. They don't understand. Like, but why? Like, how can this be true? Like, you've been, doing all of this thing on your own. Like, you went through school, you went to nursing school, you worked. Like, what are you talking about? Like, this is like, so basically, and I don't, I don't like putting labels and stuff. But basically, I had to be a certain kind of strong. I had to be a certain type of person in order to survive, I guess, and in order to deal with everything else that was around me, everything that was going on around me, and how I dealt with all of those things. So and I'm sorry guys, I'm like really congested, and I've been trying to but whatever. I can come across as a very cold-hearted person. I have what you call like the resting face, like, BITCH face. So I am not always approachable. But I am very honest. And that's probably one of the issues that I have with people. When I meet a person, I try my best not to judge. If we become friends or whatever the case may be, I am loyal to like the end or until that trust is broken. So when it comes to friendships and things like that, it is very hard because I will be very honest. If you're doing something that I don't, that goes against like my morals or what I believe in, I'm gonna tell you. And if you cross me and lose my trust, I'm gonna tell you, and I'm gonna tell you exactly why you lost my trust. And then at that point, it is up to you if you want to work on a relationship with me. And I'm not talking about like romantic. I'm talking about like friendships and things like that. It is up to you to choose if you want to work on a relationship, on rebuilding that trust. If you choose not to, then there's nothing to it. We move on. We meet other people. I have very few selective friends that I can actually say they're friends. And they are from my childhood. And they are not currently in Connecticut. They are scattered. I have one in Georgia, one in Pennsylvania, one in Texas, so I need to come see you, and a few here and there in Jersey, and like everybody's a little scattered. And then I have my cousins. Now, we grew up going into New York, into the city every single weekend. So my cousins are they're my rock. They're my, they're my to-go people. So I guess when you grow up with so many cousins, I mean, I think the last time we counted, I don't even know how many we are, to be honest with you. Do you hear my dog? He always does this. He wants so much attention. So we grew up, all of us, like, together. So when you have cousins that you grew up with and that are constantly with you, they know you and you know them. So when it came to making friends, it wasn't something that I felt like I really needed, in a sense, because I have my cousins. I don't know if that makes any sense. But as an adult, it is harder to make friends because, unfortunately, we live in a time where everyone is about what can you do for me? What can I gain from this? And I'm not saying that wanting to gain something from a relationship, even if with a friend, it's a bad thing, because it's not. I mean, you should associate yourself with people that are going to give you something in the sense of like knowledge. So you're supposed to want to learn more. You're supposed to want to connect with people that are going to allow you to expand intellectually, emotionally, and all of those types of things. Now, when I say people tend to want things, I'm talking about more like in a materialistic type of world. Like, what can you do for me type of thing. Not what can I learn from you or what can you help me with, as far as like, when people are struggling and things like that. So I tend to be very shut off, even though I am very forthcoming with certain things. I emotionally have learned to shut myself off from relationships. I have certain standards that I believe that relationships should be, or should be held up to, and I don't believe in compromising my standards just so that I can have more friends. If that makes any sense. So with that being said, when you're going through a hard time, like I've been going through lately, you can become very lonely. And I'm human just like everybody else, so you do want, how can I put it this way? Sometimes you do want like the compassion. Sometimes you do want the company. Sometimes you do want a person just to sit there and just kind of like, you know that you're not alone. Like whether you guys are talking about your issues or not, but just having somebody like to freaking watch Netflix type of thing. Or somebody to have a glass of wine with, or, whatever it is. But because I am the way that I am and because I have such high standards, I unfortunately, those types of things are done more through the phone. So I'll FaceTime and I'll call, they text me, I text them, I call them, they call me, and that's basically what has gotten me through everything. Like I've said, I do not believe in lowering my standards in order to have more people around me. And when you're okay with knowing what you will and will not tolerate, it makes it easier to cut off certain people from your life. And I am not saying to just go and stop talking to everybody, because that's not what I'm saying at all. I am just saying we really have to. And I think because I've done that for so long, and I've done it so many times in different aspects, I've gone within to see what I've done, I guess, in aspects as far as like why I don't have friends. Because some people seem to make friends and it's just like, oh my God. And I've never ever been like that. And one of the main things is that I like honesty. So if you lied to me, I'm going to call you out on your bull. And that's one of the main things that I've noticed that people do not like. People do not like to be called out on their bull. And I'm not going to lie. I don't like it when people call me out. Like if I say something and I'm just like, I'm very like, this is the way I'm going and this is the way I'm going to go. And sometimes the way I'm going to go is not the right way. But people, instead of saying things directly to my face, go ahead and say it around, which is what I don't like. So I like people, if I'm doing something and you think that what I'm doing is wrong, and you consider me a friend and I consider you a friend, you pull me over and you tell me, look, I believe that this and this and this and this is what you should be doing and that you shouldn't be going around it this way. I may get upset with you and I may not want to hear what you have to say, but I'm still going to listen. And then when I'm by myself, I'm going to analyze whatever you said to me. And then I'm going to come back to you and be like, you know what? I was messed up for getting upset or whatever. And I see where you're coming from. Now, everything in life is perspectives. It is how we view things. It is what we choose to see as truth and like not a truth or a lie, whatever. So when I have friends, when I have relationships with people, I am very honest as to what my expectations are. So if I tell you up front what I expect from the relationship that I'm having with you, whether it's friendship or romantically or business or whatever it is, then in my head, when you mess that up or, when things fall out, it's not because I wasn't clear about what I expected. It's just you chose to not put the effort into a relationship. So if you're not putting the effort into a friendship, if you're not putting the effort into a romantic relationship, if you're not putting the effort into a partnership and whatever that may be, then there is no reason for me to continue putting the effort in something that I consider that is already dead, if that makes any sense. And that's pretty much my view in relationships in general. I will probably be making a video about like romantic situations and where I feel like I failed. And that's pretty much it, because I'm not allowed, in my opinion, I'm not allowed to speak for my exes in general. Because like I said, we all have different perspective on how things went. So I can only speak about what I feel that I did wrong and what I feel that I did correctly. And always know that to any story, anything that you hear, there's always three sides. So is his or her side and the other person his or her side, because it can be two females, two males, or male, female, whatever the case may be, and then the truth. So you will always hear the story based on the person who's telling it, like their perspective. But it doesn't necessarily mean that all of it is true, because the way a person says something and the way that I receive it may not be the same way that they intended to say it, and vice versa. So that's about it for my Thursday morning little video. I will definitely catch up with you guys later, and I hope that that kind of gives an insight on what my opinions are with relationships and why I have felt from a very young age to put up my guards. And I am working on letting them down, but my morals and my beliefs on trust and things like that are probably never going to change. Thank you for watching. Remember to like, share, and subscribe. Bye-bye.